Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel once again. So today is day 2 for month's flower drawing. In the previous video we have learned all these flowers from January to June birth month's flower, that is carnation, violet, daffodil, daisy, lily of valley and rose. In today's video we are going to cover next 6 months, that is from July to December. So you can use needle pen or normal ball pen to create all these flowers, and I'm also using pencil to create some basic guideline for myself. So let's start with the first one, that is July month flower, Larkspur. So in this flower you need to create a string tilted towards left right and some extended string in it, and we need to create multiple flowers having 4 petals in it. So something like this you need to create 4 petals and center part of the flower. Now this flower comes in a group. It means we have so many flowers to create a one single main flower. So different perspective of flower is also important. So create few with normal perspective and then try to create different perspective, keeping flower overlapped with each other. Overlapping means you are not able to see few flower area because of the front flower, and you can also keep the shape and size of the petal little smaller and bigger. So for example, if you create 2 petals smaller and 2 petals bigger, you will get different perspective. So likewise you can create n number of flowers like I am creating in a group left and right, referring to my center line. And once done, you can create the middle string, and as we are going upward direction you can create smaller element at the tip of a string. So something like this you can create. Now these are the flowers. Create the middle stem. Make sure we are creating the sub stem attaching to the main stem. We should not keep any flower hanging, and also make sure you are creating a small dot around the center to create the center part of the flower. Now you can create little extended structure here and there like this, and you can also create one line around each petal just to beautify it. These are very small flowers, so I'm not doing anything fancy in this flower, and we are done. Now let's move to the second one. So second one is also quite easy to create. This is August month flower, Gladiolus, and in this flower we need to create a string. Then you can define your flower area with the help of pencil, creating multiple round shape around the main string. And when it comes to the flower, I'm talking about normal perspective. Create 3 petals in the front and 3 petals at the back. So these are my 3 petals for the front, and then you can create 3 petals at the back, which means the front petal is more visible as compared to the back petals. And then you can do some extra shading and detailing, inner corner and outer corner of the front petal and inner corner of the back petal. So we need to repeat this what we did for this particular flower, all the round shape that we have in this string, but we need to create different perspective of the flower as these flowers are in the group. So what I'm doing, I'm moving the center part of the flower towards left and right to get different perspective. So in this particular flower I have kept the center part little towards the left side so that we can get few petals little larger and few petals little smaller. Likewise you need to create rest other flowers. So I'm creating all these flowers quickly, as you have understand. I have already created a separate video around Gladiolus flower perspective and composition of flower. If you want, I can give you a link into the description section. Now shade it well and create some smaller element at the tip. Make sure everything is attached with the center part, and we are done with the gladiolus flower as well. Now let's move to the third one. So third one is the aster flower. These are very simple to draw. Few smaller leaves you can create and few small flowers you can create. Usually this flower comes in a group, like so many flowers in single place, but I'm creating two as of now. So for the first flower, the center part of the flower is in the center of the circle, and then you can start creating petals. These are fine petals and overlapped with each other, creating layering of petals into it. So you can create multiple petals behind petals like this. And this is the normal perspective of the flower, wherein the center part of the flower is in the center. Now this one is more towards downside, so I'm keeping few petals little tilted towards upward direction. So as you can see, we cannot see the ovary whole, we are seeing only half part of the ovary, and then we are creating petals like we did for the first one, but lower portion petal is more tilted towards the upward direction. So we are getting different perspective. Likewise, you can create different perspective of aster flower. I have created separate video around different perspective of aster as well. So if you want, you can refer to that video. You can get a link into my description section. Now trace everything, trace leaves and shade all the leaves little bit. If you want to, you can contour the leaves, you can cross hatch. Based on your liking, you can do some shading and extra detailing to beautify it. Now let's move to the fourth one. So fourth one is the October month flower, that is marigold, and I'm creating two flower having two different perspective. So for that you need to create one circle and one oval shape, and then you can create two leaves as well. So these leaves are having multiple sub leaves in it, so we are going to do that first. So create a string for each leaf, and then you can divide and create sub leaves left and right in a sequence to create something like this. So this is one leaf having multiple leaves in it. Now we are done with the stems and leaf. Let's concentrate on the petals. So for the marigold, we need to create multiple petals overlapped with each other in a layering. So I'm creating same kind of petals, but I have started with the smaller one, and as I'm moving outward direction, I'm creating little bigger petals. So the first layer of the petal is the smallest, and the last layer of the petal is the biggest. You can have little zigzag pattern around the edges for the petals. Now in this particular perspective, we can see the lower portion of the flower as well, the base of the flower, the green structure, and then you can create multiple petals for this particular one as well, but this is more like tilted towards the leftward, and we are seeing the lower portion of the flower as well. So something like this you can create. Now you can shade the base of the flower, you can shade the leaf if you want to, you can do some extra detailing for each petals that we have. Although these flowers are very small as of now, so I'm not doing much, I'm just highlighting few things here and there, adding some lines for the leaves, adding some line for the petals just to beautify it, and we are done with marigold as well. Now let's move to the second last flower, November birth month flower, chrysanthemum. This is the most complicated one, so follow me carefully. So create a round shape having little dot towards upward direction, and then sharing the same circumference, create one more round shape little bigger than that. So we are sharing the circumference of the circle from upward. Now you need to create fine petals tilted towards the center point. So these are the finest petal that we can see in this particular flower. And then you need to repeat the same kind of thing but little bigger in size for the outer layer. So this is tilted towards little bit left and right, but all the petals are of same structure and you can make it little bushier. So these are the two layers that we have created as of now. Now we need to create two more sections. So third section is again creating a round kind of shape, little bigger than the previous one, but this time we are sharing the circumference from the lower direction, and again create petals same like we did for other two sections, but this is more tilted towards left and right. So we need to fill this particular area as well with little bigger petals in it. So as we are moving outward, we are creating bigger and bigger petals. So we are done with 3 sections. Now let's create one more. This time I'm creating this section towards lower direction, again sharing the circumference of the circle from upward. Now this is the last layering that I'm doing, and this time we are creating the petals not upward but towards outward direction. So shape of the petals are same, but the direction of the petals is towards the outward, not towards the upward. So that's the only difference when it comes to the last layering of the petals. Now you can see this flower, how beautiful it is. Little bit complicated to understand, but you can do it if you follow the process slowly. Now you can create leaves. I'm keeping the edges serrated. You can create multiple leaves. I've created these many, keeping the leaf simple. You can also add parallel lines in it to get some extra shading for the leaves as well. Now let's move to the last one, that is December month flower. So for this particular one, we need to create some berries like this, having round structure in it. You can create behind berries and front berries. You can overlap things a little bit and you can create something like this. These are actually not flowers, these are berries. So it's very famous when it comes to the December month flower. So you can add bit of flowers as well if you want to. And I have added multiple leaves in it. Holy leaves are little bit serrated towards outside, so you need to create multiple U kind of shape both the side to get some serration like this. And then you can contour the leaf area also like we did for other one. So I'm adding parallel lines for the leaves as a part of shading and dots for the berries to get some extra shading and detailing. And we are done with all the 6 months flower from July to December. You can refer to my previous video wherein I have covered all the flowers from January to June. I can give you a link into my description section. So please refer to that video. And thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next video.